I decided to do a story about how the president is chosen in Mexico and what Mexicans thought about that process, which was called dedazo, which means basically a finger, how a president chooses who's going to be succeeding him with a finger, saying, you're going to be the one following me. There was no democracy. So I thought, it's great. I'm going to do real journalism. Let's denounce what's going on in Mexico. So I travel around the country interviewing people. I talked to two writers who were very critical of the Mexican presidential system, and I did my report. After I did my report and everything was taped, one of the senior producers of the show saw what I had done. He talked to the director of the program. He talked to the news director, and they came back to me and said, we can't air that because the people you talk to, the intellectuals, the writers, they don't represent the system, and we simply cannot do that. We can't air what you want to do. So we made some changes to the script, and they still didn't like it. And at the end, I was forced to voice over the report, which had absolutely nothing to do with my original reporting and didn't include the writers that were critical to the president. And I quit. I knew that I was... Many people thought that I was crazy. I was already working for the largest television network in Mexico. I was probably one of the youngest reporters. I had a future in front of me. And I just didn't want to be a censored journalist. It was not a difficult decision. Again, I was 24, so before I was fired, because I was going to be fired because I didn't want to track what they had told me, I wrote my letter of resignation, and I sent it to the owner of the company. And I still remember that letter of resignation as probably one of the bravest moments in my life. Mm. And I still remember that as a badge of honor. Thanks to that, I think I became the journalist that I am right now. So I quit. I had no job, no money. Nobody wanted to hire me because I had done what no other young journalist wanted to do. So I had no future in Mexico. Nobody would hire me. I sold my car. I had an old Volkswagen Beetle, a red one, a beautiful car. I still remember that. I got about $2,000. I tried to go to any college or university who would accept me. And I applied to UCLA Extension in Los Angeles. They accept me for a one-year program in television and journalism. And with that, I moved to the United States. It was January 2nd, 1983. I remember that moment perfectly because I arrived at LAX and it was in the afternoon. The sun was going down, looks like a movie, but I still remember that. And everything that I owned, absolutely everything that I owned, my guitar, my bag, some of my papers, everything that I owned, I was able to carry that. Just imagine the sense of freedom that gave me. Just imagine that everything that you have could be with you. So that's how I started here in the United States. I came as a student. I thought it was going to be only for a year and then come back. And that year became 2 and 3, and it's been decades here in the United States.